We'll see as we see Storm Spirit actually not doing a bad job after killing Shadow Fiend. He is a 6-3 CS. Let's see how Shadow Fiend's doing as we see big engagement in the forest here. Everyone's right-clicking the Lich here, and they are stunning the Lich for whatever they can. Oh, one more hit, two more. No, looks like Witch Doctor is now in trouble here. Witch Doctor will get juked by the Salve here, and so well played by Lich here. Lich, I'm not too sure what. I'm pretty sure he picked up a Frost Nova at level 1 instead of Dark Ritual. Generally, Dark Ritual is better for laning, but if you're going to be roaming and ganking like this is a pretty high roaming action, so I'm going to have to keep my eye out. 40 minimap as we see a semi-engagement on the river as well, in his top lane as well. A lot of Frost stuff throwing on the Kunkka. I mean, Kunkka is at 13-3, so he's farming pretty well against the 4-1 Drow Ranger. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we see the we see Kabu, the Darkseer, cutting the skipping tower and cutting that off the creep wave. Visage sort of can last it. Visage is not too good of a last hit hero. Let's see if he's gonna get these. Last hit under the tower. He will be taking some damage, but he will be okay thanks to the high armor, and he haven't picked up a single level of Gravekeeper cloak yet, so that is kind of weird. But I guess he doesn't really need to protect himself against anything here, since there's really no one in his lane. Stormster has picked up a haste ring, so let's see if they're gonna go on the Darkseer. Darkseer is very low HP. I think the hasted Stormster will definitely kill him. And oh my god, yeah, there we go, Electric Vortex, and the Kabu will fall down to the Luminous Green Thing. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we do see a kill here going on the Lich here, probably due to a cast and a couple of torrents and stun and whatnot. So even only 4 minutes in, it's pretty high action intensive, and you do see like both teams, you know, pretty unconventional player. Speaking of this ward on top lane, as we see another initiation going on the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger taking some damage as we see Voodoo. A Voodoo Restoration being picked up by the Witch Doctor, and Lion picks up the kill there, so barely enough to pick up the kill, but that's all they needed. And it looks like Storm Spirit has picked up an Invisor, and Storm Spirit taking the very ganking role. And I mean, this is okay, like Storm Spirit has been picking up kills. He just killed the Darkseer, but the thing is, he's letting Shadow Fiend farm mid, and I don't think they could kill anyone here because due to a high amount of stunning here, but they will go for Kunkka here. Kunkka, oh yeah, Kunkka will go down, and they will pick off Kunkka, so not bad here. But speaking of the Shadow Fiend mid, if you look at the CS right now, I'm sure it's pretty high. It's 15-6, so he is, you know, he's at plus 33 damage, and sooner or later that Shadow Fiend is gonna be. I mean, you can't really stop a Shadow Fiend farm once he picks up level 7, and you give him some mana, and he will be farming like a beast. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, let's see, Visage is 22-4, so he's farming quite well. The Darkseer at 19-0. He has been skipping towers a bit, so he hasn't been denying all too much. And talking about the warding, if you can see here, Sentinel has picked up placed a ward on the bottom lane, pretty much just to the same ward as the Scourge on the top lane. Again, it prevents backstab against the Visage, and really, you know, just give Visage a great protection. Both teams is laying down pretty much defensive wards here, as we see the birds of the Visage come to mid lane, and these birds are really strong. All they need is a single grappling hook, and they can pick up a hero, as we see a gank going on Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor does have Voodoo Restoration, and birds are gonna come in and get the kill. No, the birds are not hitting the Witch Doctor, so a little bit of poor mismanagement. But they are stunning the Shadow Fiend here. I think if the birds right-click the Witch Doctor, they would have got the kill. A little bit of poor mismanagement by Visage, but he was handling his lane at bottom, so that was pretty much you know, expected, sort of. And this bottom lane is going to take a lot of trouble, as we see Stormster one hit away. Oh, what a vacuum kill. Barely caught that. Stormster dodging the Shadow Fiend here, but just got picked off by Darkseer. So good job there. Nice abuse of the vacuum range. And meanwhile, in mid lane, we do see kind of everyone selling back into the lane here. And I will be talking about a little bit of warding and creep check after this gank going on. And we do see, nope. Surge will get him out just fine here. And to pointing out ward here, looking at mid lane, Sentinel placing a ward on the other side of the ramp. Very good against I mean, especially during the night where uphill vision is kind of limited, and if you want to nuke, you know, they dodge uphill, you can't nuke anymore. It's very good, you know, seeing the other side of ramp as we see Shadowfiend here coming up, getting a kill thanks to a nice Witch Doctor roam as we see in top lane here. Still, the Kunkka out farming the Draw Ranger by a lot here, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick creep check. Draw Ranger at 13 and 5, so she's not farming well at all. Meanwhile, Vice is 28-4, farming pretty well. Stormster at 19 and 4. Lich is 8 and 4, despite being a roaming support hero. And meanwhile, Kunkka at 31-7, Darkseid at 29-0. And the Chuan's Nevermore at 27-9. So farming pretty much even here. I have to give the edge to the Scourge team because they do have the better late game here. Of course, there is a Draw Ranger on Sentinel, but Draw Ranger has absolutely no farm. Most of the farm has ended up on the Intelligence heroes, which, I mean, you guys, after that last commentary I did, you guys know how I feel about Intelligence carry, which is they aren't really that good. So I mean, Storm Spirit, he's not really a carry, you know, at all. Looks like there will be initiation going on the Shadow Fiend. These are the power of the familiar. They just do so much damage here, and I can't say that was the most perfect micro by 186. He stunned with his birds, stunned with both of his birds at the exact same time. If he spaced it out a little bit evenly, he could have got a longer stun. But that was just nitpicking by myself here. That, you know, that longer stun was not necessary at all, as they got the kill here. It looks like the Scourge is still really persisting with putting up this Sentry Ward. Again, great ward in this mid game, especially. It helps with, you know, people TPing in to gank the Kunkka here. It definitely sees them. And meanwhile, on the mid lane, another gank going on the Silencer. Silencer has been picked off, and Darkseer has picked up a double kill. And so 9 minutes in, already 14 kills being traded back and forth. And this is a really high action game. And if you look at the heroes such as Darkseer, Lime, Witch Doctor, most of the initiation and most of the action has been initiated by the Scourge team. And with this, I mean, and even so, I think the Scourge still has a better late game here as well. So I'm not too sure how what the Sentinel was even thinking. They are really losing the early laning stage, pretty much thanks to the nice roaming of the Scourge. As we see another gank going on the Kunkka here. Kunkka is going to take some damage. Let's see if they're going to be silenced. Yes, there will be a silence here, and just a couple more Orb Walk hit, and Storm Spirit is out of mana, so one more hit. There we go. They do pick off the Storm Spirit, and I mean, with Kunkka being so deep in enemy territory, there's nothing really all too much the Scourge team could do about it. As we see another fight going on mid lane here, they has picked off the Lich once again here, and we see the Lich warding pretty aggressively, counter warding pretty aggressively as this Sentry Ward, trying to sniff out ward usually plays on uphill. Pretty much same thing with the ward that they place uphill, but unfortunately they didn't find anything there. Meanwhile, we do see very nice warding on both sides here. Talking on the top Sentinel ward on the Scourge Forest here. That was a pretty good ward to. Again, same thing to protect the Draw Ranger to come around for the backstab here. But that was played 6 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, so that ward had a lot of relevancy before the tower got pushed. But not so much anymore, as we see Invis Nevermore coming in, and let's see if he's going to pop an ult right on the Draw Ranger. Nevermore is level 8, so no, he hasn't picked up his ult just yet. But he is waiting for Lion to come in. And no, they just sniffed out Lion. And again, this ward has paid off here. Draw Ranger knew something was up, so she backed off very smartly here. However, Draw Ranger's not having any farm at all. As we see, oh, what a nice combo there, and that was some movie combo time. But fail bolt though. That was a I'm not sure if you guys caught that. I'm pretty sure you guys did. But Kunkka basically he just torn in a random spot, and then Darkseer just dragged them all into that spot with a nice vacuum here. As we see Darkseer should be okay. No, Darkseer might be in trouble here as we see more fight going on. Darkseer is 2 more hits away, 1 more hit away. Stormster does have no mana. There we go. They will get Darkseer. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, they will be going on the Kunkka. Draw Ranger has absolutely no damage here. I think a turnaround clean for the Lich kill. There we go. Turn around for the Lich kill. Not too sure what Lich was thinking, being an all-star or something here. As we see getting fingered, a little bit sloppy play by Deity here. Especially that Lich, not too sure what he was thinking. Maybe he was going in for a Nova, but just that cleave just owned the hell out of Lich here, Lich. And I think with this, they can pick off a tower here. I have to say though, this Sentinel is really losing a tower. The only saving grace right now is I think the tower, both the towers they lost has been denied. As we see initiation going on the line here. Line will go down here, but Kunkka is going to take some damage. No, Stormsphere is going to take some damage. They're going to go on the Witch Doctor as well. Let's see if we're going to zip it. No, Kunkka, not Kunkka. Stormsphere doesn't have that much mana. So you see Darkseer coming in. Invis Torrent. Oh my god, another movie time. Torrent into random spot and vacuum into kill. And I mean, a lot of Chinese team pick Darkseer as a hero, but I haven't seen any Chinese team combo so well. Like we see ToT is doing right now, just torn in a random spot and complete a great vacuum from the Darkseer here. And it looks like Darkseer will pick up his Vanguard and probably gonna pick up his Hood after it. And I think the Scourge is really winning this fairly handily at this point. Not too sure what the Sentinel could come back again. They don't have the better late team, and if you could see, the Sentinel team is being warded upon very aggressively. Witch Doctor has dropped a very aggressive Sentry Ward on mid lane, Observer Ward, excuse me. And I mean, this is pretty much how this game's gonna turn out. Is that Witch Doctor and probably the Lion is gonna be warding very aggressively. It won't surprise me if they pick up an early a gem as well, as we see a huge push coming out on the top lane. Shadow Fiend is going to go for his BKB, indicative by this Ogre Axe. Not too sure why he did not go for a Blink Dagger, as we see a great vacuum to get Silencer here, but Darkseer is going to run in, and oh my god, ultimate from Lich is going to hurt so much. Another failable, not hitting all too much anyone, and we see everyone dying here, and a couple more hits. I think the Lich will go down, but meanwhile the Visage is going to get nuked upon. Another vacuum getting everyone here. And this team fight is won handily by Scourge team, and I think they could pick off the top mid tower as well, as they are doing it this exactly right now. And this is pretty much a one-side stomp by ToT. Deity, I mean, again, they are one of the most well-known team in China, but getting stomped by another well-known team by in China as well. So not to spoil the result of eHome versus LGD SGTY in the other side of the bracket, I do recommend you watch that. But it was a pretty stompy game as well. I won't tell you who stomped who, but it's definitely worth watching though. It's a very good game to watch as well. We see Kunkka is going to go for Battle Fear here, and Battle Fear not a bad item now, given that generally, I mean, if you have a Crystal Maiden on your team, I would skip the Battle Fear and go straight into Lothar's Edge, because a big component of the Battle Fear is the regeneration. But given that he does need some modern regeneration, and Battle Fear is not bad. You know, having the perseverance. And if you look at this Scourge Sentinel warding, they're warding quite defensive, as indicative by this Observer Ward placed on bottom lane, and these Observer Ward placed, yeah, on the Sentinel forest. The Lich is placing very defensive Sentry Wards, and that's because they're losing a lot. Tower count is 4-0 in favor of Scourge. So I mean, no one can really farm too safely, and I mean, even Stormsphere can't venture out too far, but he does have his Raffling spell. So, and speaking of Raffling, in the 6.68 competitive analysis, I won't be talking about the Rafflecopter because he won't be in the competitive CM, but I will be talking about the Rafflecopter in the next edition of Laugh here, as I do invite anyone who wants to do the next segment of Laugh with me. We will be doing a 6.68 Laugh, and it's not going to be competitive analysis. It's going to be just, you know, guys sitting down and talking about 6.68. What are the Imba heroes? What are the Imba strats? What are the Imba, you know, Imba stuff basically. So as we see the Shadow Fiend picking up a Haste Room and a Double Dangerous, so with that I think the Sentinel will be pushed on bottom lane, and he has his BKB as well. As Shaka would always like to say, when your carry hero picks up BKB, that's the time when you can make a good push. As we see a nice vacuum, wow, what a vacuum into a double impale, and ToT has just been fairly impressive with their team play here. And it looks like Shadow Fiend is going to get initiated upon pretty well here. And he does have BKB here. He didn't even need to pop a BKB, but there was an X. There was a Torrent, and BKB Shadow Fiend is on the warp Oh, what a miss.